Thank you, Madam MC. Good morning, everybody. And let me share my screen.
Sorry for interruption. All interpreters are requested to switch off your video and never unmute. Mute. Always keep unmuted. Thank you. Go ahead.
Good morning, everybody, dignitaries, role players, and members of District 20. It's my pleasure to give you this important training because we all want to be fair judges and contestants are preparing a lot to be judged fairly. So let's dig deep and see how, as a judge, you can judge fairly and you will make sure that no one will tell you, no, the results were not good. Thanks for this Contest Academy training. I like this idea and keep up going forward, District 20. We will talk about the roles and responsibilities of the contest judges. These are the topics that I will cover today. I know I have 30 minutes. However, in some areas, we will combine different slides together. So we will talk about district functionalities, and functionaries are important. We will talk about the obligation of the judge to whom. We will compare between judging and evaluation, the quality of a good judge, the eligibility, voting requirements, the barriers that we have, common misconceptions, and we will put several, the art of judging, the ballots that we will judge through, and the protest and the disqualification. So all these topics will be covered today. So first of all, whenever you want to have a contest, these are the contest functionaries. We have the chief judge. You will get the training about the role of the chief judge. We have a tiebreaker. And again, the chief judge will talk about it. We have the timers, the surgeon at arms, the judges, counters, contest chairs, and contestants. So these are the only 8 functionaries of a contest. Without them, a contest will not be complete. Now, the number of each functionary will be talking about in the second segment. DTM Sajita will tell you as chief judge how you select and how many you should select. I will tell you in the area, division, and district how many judges you need to select. So the judge is obliged for 4 things. First of all, he's obliged for the contestant. Our obligation, we need to give fair judging for the contestant. So that's the first. We have obligation towards Toastmaster International, which is the organization that we are all in. We have an obligation for the audience. Several contests I attended where the audience felt that the judges were not fair. And this is an obligation to the audience when you are selecting and picking the winner to pick it as fair as you can. And definitely the ethics for yourself, the integrity within yourself, it's the 4th and the most important obligation the judge should have to themselves. Now, we have judging and we have evaluation, and they are completely different things. When you are judging, you should not wear the hat of the evaluation. Evaluation can be in the club level. Here we are there to pick a winner. We're not evaluating and putting areas of improvement. So as a judge, you are judging to pick a winner. You have to have a winner. 3, top 3. We will not evaluate. He should do that. He did not do that. That's not right. We don't offer explanation or suggestion. And even after judging, when somebody will tell you how it goes, you should not know, because anonymously judges should be not known. However, we know who are the judges is, but the judge cannot give an evaluation or feedback after judging. Now, regarding evaluation, that's completely different things. It is the speech appraisal, the, the measured presentation against objectives when we are in the club level, and then we will put an areas of improvement for the speaker to improve in his next speech. So they are completely different things. Please make sure you are wearing the hat of the judge while you are judging. Forget about evaluating and areas of improvement. Now, there are 5 qualities to be a good judge. The first quality is accuracy. To be accurate, you need to make sure that you are having the right decision. You are putting the right mark. In every ballot, there is an explanation. So you need to make sure that you are accurate and you are putting the points. Some judges, they will just put first to 3 without putting points. Some judges, they will compare a contestant to another contestant. So make sure, as per this contestant, you are putting accurate marks. There are lots of advices, which is you can start with a mid, you can start with a 70, you can start with others, but each one of us has got his own way of scaling. So accuracy is very, fairness is the heart of the judging. You need to be completely impartial. If the person is your friend, he's old, he's young, male or female, biases, please make sure that you are neutral to every contestant, regardless of male or female, cover, not cover, etc. Not even disapproval of the speech topic. Sometimes topics that we don't like as a judge, or I'm against that topic, I'm with that. It's not a debate in here. It's not your opinion. You are there to select the contestant, to pick the contestant as per the objectives in general of a good speech. So forget about what's in your mind. The third, trustworthy. Contestants, they worked hard. Club, area, division, every level they will work hard and hard and harder. So they trust you. Don't put them down. They count on you. Be the trustworthy that you should be. Contestant officials are counting. When telecounters are counting the ballots and see that one judge putting weird marks, they will be disappointed. Though they will not talk, but they will be disappointed. Toastmaster International also counts. To be fair, because this non-profit organization is built for members, and members is on the top of the pyramid. So we need to all serve them trustworthy. The fourth, knowledgeable. We need this training. We need to learn more. We need to read and read and read. The website has got lots of resources. Lots of districts are putting lots of resources. So just read, add to your knowledge to know what's going on. Be familiar with the judging. And that's what in the briefing is happening with the judges and contest judge. You need to be a good listener. If we are in a physical, be in the first place. Listen, don't interrupt. Don't have anything interrupting you. Don't talk to any person beside you. Be attentively listening. And don't dream while a topic you like. So don't be distracted. These are the 5 qualities to be a good judge. And I think most of us has got them. Now the eligibility requirement, that's the easiest thing because it's 1 + 1 = 2. First of all, as CGC said, we need to be paid members. So we need to pay our dues. The club should pay his dues. And we need to be completed 6 projects. If it's the old one, which is not anymore exists, but level 1 and level 2 in the pathways, you should be completed them. So that's the first. The not eligible, again, we know it. any person who's a candidate for a future office. That will start in July, but the campaign will start before. So beyond the club level, in the club level, doesn't matter, it's kind of practice. But beyond the club level, you cannot, if you are intending to go for a position, if you have an intention, even if you did not announce it, ethically and the integrity will tell you not to compete and let the other people take their chance. So beyond the club level, you cannot be a judge if you are thinking of electing yourself for any district. Judges must not be a member of any club which a contestant is a member. And that's important if the chief judge did not notice that. However, usually chief judge will check your membership and will see if you are a member in the contestant club. Now here again, that's the other thing, which is I call it 1 + 1 = 2. So we don't need to discuss a lot about it. 5 judges if it's club and area, 7 judges if it is division and district. We don't need to move on a lot. Now here are very important, and I will put a little time with them, because this is where we as a human being have emotional and we get biased unintentionally. I'm sure unintentionally. So let's just revise it and see why in these 7 barriers for objectivity we can be biased. First of all, that's very important because usually the first speaker will set the tone. The last speaker will leave us with a message. This is in general. But as a judge, each speaker is a separate entity for you. So you have to judge him as per his speeches at this moment, at this time, not comparing him with previous, not comparing him with other countries. It's very important not to give lots of, because sometimes contestant will say, no, I don't want to be the first, or I want to be the last, or these things because of this mentality in the judge. So please, as a judge, you don't care about the rank or the person turn, just forget about it and focus on that context. Second, champion for underdog. If you see somebody that he's in you, somebody is, you see that he has challenges, he has some obstacles, but even though he's standing and speaking, he's stuttering, but he's standing and speaking. That's not your job. We appreciate these people, definitely. We salute them, definitely. But when we are judging, we have to be fairly. Forget about the contestant. He reached this level because he's qualified to this level. And it's not fair to him to compare him up. He's a little bit level, so let's bring him up. So that's unfair to him or to her before. So should not go with under. Oh, halo effect. You know, and this happens in all districts, by the way. You will see a person who's winning the first year, he will win the second year, he will win the third year. Now, sometimes, yes, his speech make him win. But some other times, as a judges, we will have this halo effect. He's dynamic, he's energetic, his language is good, style, he dressed in an amazing way. So this halo effect, that based on it, I'm judging, it's not right. It's not about him, it's about his speech at this particular moment. His appearance has got a mark, put the mark as per the appearance, if he's dressed in a way that you liked. Reserve halo. If you see a person, his language is not good. Always he has problem in grammar, simple words. Lots of S's where not should be put, and etc. That's reverse. So you will take it out of your consideration, though the language has got a particular number of points. So yes, remove all these points for him if you want, but you will not judge him based on this. Second time. Sometimes as judges, we hear the speech in the same term for several times. And sometimes we hear it in the second term as well. But if you are hearing it in the club and And sometimes the contestant will compete in different clubs to see their opportunities or to practice more. So here you are comparing his speech to somebody else, or I know what he talks about. Every time he may change something, and the speakers, all of us know that if we speak this again, we will add, we will improve, we will remove, whatever. So when you are listening to that person, forget about what you heard before, focus on right now what he's saying. And this happens most. 6, not the norm. Like a person coming with a casual clothes, or a person coming with some baggy jeans. I know that for a contest, it's like you are going to an interview, so you have to be dressed up professionally for that position, for the stage. However, there is a part of in the ballots about the appearance. Judge him in that, but don't, because he's wearing, or a lady wearing short skirt. I don't like short skirt. A lady is not covered. I don't like ladies uncovered. So that's the non-known for you should not affect your judging her. So please take care of this and make sure you are fair with it. Last, and the most important, personal likes and privileges. If there is a contestant that makes you laugh, or a contestant that you like a lot, or a contestant that he's different, he's amazing. So all these things are important to take care of while you are judging, not to be not fair with your contestant. So very important to remember these barriers, because these barriers will make us judging not fair. Take care of them. Now, there are lots of misconceptions. Let's see the rule for each one and talk about it. First misconception, serious speeches are better when it comes to international speech contests. That's a misconception. If you see in the international level, all the speakers has indulged humor, injected humor, have several punches here and there, because you know, in Toastmaster, it's the best way to have fun, and that's where we learn. And the speaker, he has a message and he wants to give it to us. So he can give it to us while we are enjoying, while we are smiling, then it will sit in him. So that's a misconception. The speech should be a speech. And the same thing goes with a humorist. Some people will have the misconception with the stand-up comedian and humorous speech. And that's again a misconception. A humorous speech is not a funny speech. It's an international speech with more humor. That's it. But not jokes and funny speech. That's not a speech. That's stand-up comedian. So we need to know these. Second misconception, international speeches must be motivational and inspirational. Who said so? Yes, they are. They can. But anybody can say any speech. The idea of the speech is to give a message. And if the message was important message, it can be. So if the speaker is not saying a motivational or inspirational speech cannot be not counted. Another misconception, uses of props, visual aids, and music. Some people are with and some people are not. Now, some people, they will say, if a speaker uses a PowerPoint, he's just training. Some people will say, if you are not using props, then you are not prepared a lot. Or if you use too much props, then you did a good. Again, it's at the end, all these are tools to make your speech a better speech. So as a judge, you have to see if the prop helps the speech better, then yes, count it in. If the prop is just added, so make sure that the props, the usage of the props, the music, the presentation sometimes needed, it is adequate and it's giving the speech the message that it cannot say with words. So here you will understand how the person and why the person add these props, adds visual aids or music. So it's a misconception, the usage. You need to use it? No, if the speech doesn't need. You need to use it? Yes, if the speech needs. So as a judge, judge the need and the accuracy of using these prompts. And don't, if you don't like it, and make a problem on the surgeon at arms. And now, thank God, it's the responsibility of the speaker, not the surgeon at arms, to prepare these things. So it's up to him. Don't judge him based on. Wow, the art of judging. Judging is an art. Like the evaluation is an art, but the evaluation is in the club. So the art of judging, there is a purpose of the judge. And the main purpose of the judge is to pick a winner. But I need to have the first, second, and third. So there is no other option to have except picking a winner. And that's why you are a judge. Now, and that's the most important thing, the information you put in the ballot, it's confidential. And this information is just for you. When you finish the contest, hear it later. Don't keep it. Just the part of the ballot signed you have to give to the chief judge. So it's the information is confidential, and you should not tell as a judge, I put this first one, I put this second one. It's not right. That's ethical breach for a judge. Now, as a judge, there are ballots to fill. You can take notes for title of the speech or some punchlines, so you can judge them well, because we forget, right? You can, it's up to you. But at the end, it's not about your notes, it's about the mark that you put on the ballots. This is where you will make sure that this is the first order. Now, in the ballots, we will see them now. There are a range of points. You will decide what to put and where you break the tie, if there is any. Now, sometimes you will have two people has got the same mark, but with the notes that you took, you can break the tie. And sometimes you will feel it's about you and your feeling about the speech if they have the same. So let's go with the international ballot. It's divided into three main categories: the content, which has three, the delivery, which has three, and the language, which has two. So you will check each part of the ballot based on the number of, which is excellent, very good, good, and fair. And here, when you are putting the judges, I just curve the page to make sure that when I'm judging a person, I will start the one from the left. That's me. It's me. You will choose whatever you want. I'll start the one from the left so I can tie it, and this, my points for that person will not be affected by my points to the other person. So let's talk about the content, which is the first one. It's the content of the speech. The content of the speech has got the 50% of the whole 100 points. It has three parts: speech development, effectiveness, and feedback. Now, speech development, introduction, body conclusion. And if there is a hook, that's a bonus. Purpose is clear. Sometimes there are too many ideas. I don't know what the speaker is trying to tell me. So the purpose is clear and defined. And there is a supporting material. If there is studies, if there is pictures, if there is props, are there. So all these points goes under the speech development. Effectiveness, if the audience are interested, the purpose has achieved, the speech has achieved the purpose, so it's effective. And the value, the idea, and the logic behind the point or the topic, and its originality, that goes with the speech value. Now, I know here in this area, each one of us, his values is different. But at the end, go with the general norm values. So don't compare it with your personal value. It has a value or not. There is something added to the people. There is a takeaway message that will help people to be better people. That is kind of value. Think about it. Now, regarding the as we said, the content is the king, and it has the highest mark. It's above 50 in all contests. In the international, 50. In the humorous, it's 55. And in the table topics, it's 55. So it's above 50, the content, and that's why the speech should have a good content. Delivery is important, but the content, if you don't have a message and you're an amazing in speaking, and at the end the audience will go with nothing, then that was not the purpose of your speech. Now the delivery, it has 30%. Yes, it's important to dress the part, to dress appropriately, to use your gestures and body language, to move on the stage purposefully. And this is important, and it has marked. Your voice and vocal variety is important as well, and your enthusiasm with energy, low energy as well is important. And all this can be counted under the. And the delivery, it's 30 in all categories or all contests that we have. The third, which is important, and this is, some people judge the people based on the language, even in the content. But no, the language has got a part. Does the language fit the speech? Is the speaker speaking, saying lots of jargon? No, we are not understanding. So what's the point out of it? And the correctness in the grammar has got a point. So if he's not saying grammar right, so go with the grammar. If saying jargon and words that's not clear or appropriate, put it in the appropriate. So the language, 15, 20%, not more. So you cannot tell the speaker you're not good speech because his language is not accurate. We are not native speakers. Now, in the evaluations, when we have the analytical quality recommendation technique, we are having the evaluation contest. Is he doing some analytical quality? And which is refers to how you are evaluating. Is he analyzing the speech? Is he taking the speech from different consideration? Is he giving a recommendation? So analyzing the speech and the areas is for recommendation, which is, it's not just to tell you that your vocal was not good. No, how I can make my vocal is good. Now, when you say listen to, you can go listen. So you have to demonstrate in front of them and give them a recommendation that they can apply when they leave. The technique, which is your matter of the speech and how he used the speech, how he's inspiring audience, all of it is technique. The feelings, the enthusiasm. And very important in the evaluation to have a summary to conclude that in your speech is 1, 2, 3. If you've done that, your speech will move to another level. So you have to summarize what you said, and it's very important while you are judging an evaluation. Summary has got a point, and it has 15 points. We are reaching the end with the ballots. We need to put the first, second, third for the normal judge. We need to sign, and we need to put a name. Without signing, without putting names, without the 3, the ballot is not valid. And the tally counters and judge will not count it. So make sure you are putting all 3 names, signing, and putting the name of it. Now, regarding the tiebreaker, God be with the tiebreaker if it's a big contest. He has to put, or she has to put the full contestants, first, second, third, till the end. And when you are giving that ballot, you will give it only to the chief judge. You don't give it to the contestant because it will not be used unless there is a tie. So don't give it to anybody, just give it to the chief judge. And again, you have to sign and put your name, which is very important. So you have to write all contestants, sign and put your name. Protest. It's limited for eligibility, originality, and references. Now, and who can protest? The contestants and the voting judges can protest, no one else. They can protest to the contest chair or the chief judge. So this is normal rules. It's in the contest rule book, and if you read them, you can understand what's going on. Now, the originality, if the speech is not taking percentage from the internet or whatever, and the references, if your speaker is not referencing on a speech done in the contest, talking about another speaker or taking his. That was added a couple of years ago. So these are the protest and disqualification. Majority of voting judge must occur in the decision to disqualify. So this is again, it's in the chief judge, but at the end, if there is a protest, we will collect the judges. We will let the person who we will have the protest on defend himself after we talk about it, and then we decide by majority. So it's very important to know if we'll disqualify or not based on this. Now, all this contest, the presentation, which is done by the Academy, Training Academy team, and thank you for the amazing presentation. The information in this presentation, it comes from these resources. Toastmaster has got all the resources that we need. We don't need to search outside. So thank you, Training Academy, for putting this amazing presentation with the resources that we need. Now, are you ready to be eligible to be a chief judge? Think about what are the points I mentioned, and I'm sure if you are a paid club, if you attended this training, you can be a great judge. Be fair and show integrity. Thank you so much. And thanks for the interpreters as well in the Hindi, Arabic, Tamil, and Millennium. And thanks for the contest coordinator.